We'd like to begin this episode of Showbiz Fix by acknowledging the tragic news of the passing of Jake Hall. We send our deepest condolences to Jake's family, friends, and the cast of TOWIE during this upsetting time. Our hearts go out to you. This episode was filmed before the news of Jake Hall's death, and we hope that you enjoy this interview with TOWIE and celebrity Ex on the Beach star Dani Imbert. Welcome to Showbiz Fix, sponsored by Sun Bingo. This is your destination for the inside scoop on all our celebrity exclusives and the biggest entertainment stories you're loving this week. We've all got that one ex we're desperate to avoid, but Dani Imbert has taken one for the team and done that in 4K as the current queen of celebrity Ex on the Beach. She's a talk of Tenerife, a TOWIE favourite, and today she's here to spill the tea. Dani, last night's episode of Celebrity Ex on the Beach was absolutely insane.
There were some funny moments, wasn't there?
It was wild.
But I have to say, the producers did you all dirty with that alien party.
Oh yeah, terrible theme. I was livid about it because it's like you want to look glam on TV and I'm having to dress up as an alien.
I thought that yours was the best though because you were in like a spanky dress and you had like a bit of face gems going on.
I did cheat. I just kept on a normal glittery dress. Thought this is about as UFO-y as it's going to get. Some gems, and I kept it cute still.
I know. I feel like the girls managed to get it down, and then the boys were all in some like cheap coloured wigs, and I was like, oh, you can see who they favoured in this little task.
The wigs were a lot.
they weren't the one.
Yeah, I loved it though because you'd so clearly been like, this is as far as I'm going.
Yeah, I was like, these a few bits of glitter gems. That's as far as I'm going with this.
I can't believe though this is your first dating show.
I know.
Why is it taking so long?
Do you know why? I'm not really a dater, to be honest. I'm actually not. I find it very overwhelming. It's not usually a bit of me. So the thought of dating and being filmed doing it is like something I never thought I'd do. But now I've done it, I'm like, I'm in the swing of it. I'm like, what's the next dating show? I love it now.
Well, we did hear they wanted a TOWIE girl on Love Island.
Oh, I would love that.
Would you do it?
I would so do that. I don't think there's a show that I wouldn't do, to be fair. Like, I'm quite open. I just see it as like, it's an experience. It's something new. So yeah, I'd be open to anything, mate.
You must have had lots of offers though.
Yeah.
Is there any you've turned down?
There isn't actually anything I've turned down. I think there were like shows that I've like, shows like SAS and The Challenge, the one where you've got to be fit and you've got to be sporty. They're ones that I was a bit like, I don't know if I'm like quite ready for that. Like I'm not really a runner. I can't swim. I can't ride a bike. I'm not sure I'm going to be fit for these. But like now I'm a lot more open-minded and I feel like, do you know what? I'd give anything a go now.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I feel like those shows are so intense though, like The Challenge and SAS. When I see episodes of those, they're like proper challenges that they're doing. It's not like a little task. They've really got to like go for it, and like they're completely like wiped out at the end of it.
Yeah, people are getting like hospitalised off the back of it. Like is that something I really want to do? I'd break a nail and I'd be in bits, let alone a bone.
Pete Wicks broke his ribs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what though? For me, I think the most extreme actually is Celebrity Ex on the Beach because the emotional turmoil.
Yeah.
Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
To be honest, no. I thought it was going to be all laughs. I'm on a holiday. I'm meeting new people, making new friends. I like didn't really deep the side of like, okay, ex-boyfriends that you've had real feelings for are going to be like face to face with you. You're going to see them get with other girls or you're going to be getting with other boys in front of them. I didn't process that.
Yeah.
I just signed up to it, went with the flow. And before you knew it, I was getting chucked on all these dates. And I thought, what am I, this is mental. Like I didn't really think about it.
I always think that with this show, do you go into it seeing it more as a dating show to meet other people, or are you more focused on the Ex element? Because I feel like you only realise it's the two elements when you're in there. Because it's kind of like two separate shows merged into one. So I wonder for you, which one were you more focused on?
To be honest, I didn't really see it as, it sounds so dumb, but I didn't actually see it as a dating show. I really didn't. I thought, I might go on one date, but I wasn't really thinking of it from that perspective. It was more so like, I can't wait to make new friends, like make new friends with like the girls. Like obviously I knew I was going to see an ex, but like I weren't really thinking about how hard it was actually going to be. And I didn't think I'd like get with anyone, fancy anyone. I wasn't thinking of it like that. I didn't actually see it as a dating show.
So how does it work? You're talking to producers and presumably they ask, right, tell us about your exes. Then what happens?
So like, obviously there's some exes that they're already aware of. If like they're already been in the public eye and it's been in the press and they know certain exes already without you telling them. But then there's others like Kane, obviously, that was like low-key, not many people knew about him. So you give them like the heads up, you tell them like a bit of a list of the people that you've got with from your past and stuff like that. And then, yeah, you kind of just like hope it's not certain exes and hope for the best. So you don't really know who it's going to be.
So did you tell Kane before, like, is it all right if I mention you?
No.
Oh!
So he would have been completely surprised when they went to him then.
So, and you don't know whether the people you're putting forward want to do TV or are interested in do that show. Like, you don't know. So you literally send them over. Like, people that I put down were people that I hadn't seen in years. Even Kane, I hadn't seen him in like a year. So I was kind of like, right, I've put all these names down. I don't actually know who's going to be here for me. Like, I actually don't know.
I think we all have a thing though, don't we, where like, I know there's probably about 3 of my exes that would be like, yeah, that'd be fun.
They want in on the action.
You have a rough idea. Like, you have a gut feeling who's going to come out the water for you. You do.
Right, well, should we talk about the elephant in the room? We've not even mentioned his name yet. Reese. So, on last night's episode, Reese had just arrived, and then you have your first convo. How did you feel knowing he was probably going to arrive, but in that moment when he walks out the sea? Talk us through it.
It was like, it's so hard to explain because I was shocked. I was like so shocked, but at the same time, I was like, Dani, you've been stupid. Of course he was going to come out the water for you. Like, there's been such a big situation about him doing maths. Like, everyone knew about it or spoke about it everywhere. So I thought, of course, surely he's going to come out the water for me. But at the same time, I knew that he was filming Maths Reunion. So I didn't think he'd be able to make it out onto X on the Beach because he was filming something else. So I thought, surely he's not going to be here. Like, he can't physically be in 2 places at once. But somehow they made it work. And yeah, like when he come out, I felt sick. I honestly did, because for me, it was like that moment, everything changes. Obviously, I was getting to know someone else. I've never got to know someone else in front of an ex before. So I thought, I don't know how this is going to go. Is it going to ruin things? Then I've got to watch him potentially get with an ex. I just thought, I've had so much fun in here. Now he's come in here. It's changed everything. It's going to be hell. I was actually gutted that he come out of the water. I'm not going to lie.
I love the deleu that you thought that he wouldn't.
So naive. Of course they're going to make him come out the water for me.
I also wonder as well, because Kane came out as your first ex quite early on, did you think, oh, I've kind of got away with it? He's my ex, he's the one, because most people normally have one, not a few come out. Did that give you a false sense of security?
So once I had Kane come out, I was like, okay, well, I've got an ex. Like, surely they're going to leave me alone. Like, surely that's my stuff done. Like, and there were so many other people that didn't have exes yet. So I kept thinking, like, maybe I've got lucky here on this show. It's just Kane. He's a good ex. They're going to just leave me be. But no. I think I had the most,
that didn't happen.
Exes, yeah.
Had you practiced what you were going to say in the shower? You know, when you're like, when I see this person, this is what I'm going to say. Because you came across as so calm and so mature.
Yeah.
You must have practiced.
Well, you know what it was? It was like, I'm quite reactive. So I like heat in the moment, I'll say things and I'll just promise myself, like, Dani, like, if you start hurling abuse like you want to, people aren't going to hear your sides. Like, you need to remain calm. Make sure you get everything out that you want to say. You know, when you come away from an argument, you're like, oh my God, I missed that point. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So I did think, just like, stay calm. I kept telling myself, stay calm, stay calm, stay calm.
You had your 10-step plan.
Yeah. Even the crying, like, I didn't want to cry, because then you're not going to get out what you want to say. Like, so even watching it back, I'm like, oh, there's so much more I wish I said, but I was so emotional. You never know how you're going to be in them situations until it's there in front of you.
Do they have like psychs on set that you can talk to?
Yeah, the poor lady. When the poor psych, when Reese come out the water, I couldn't even string together a sentence. Like, I don't know, I feel like I was so overwhelmed with emotions. Like, obviously I cried a lot on camera, but even away from camera, I was sat there like, you would have thought someone had died. I look back now and I'm like, Dani, it's not that deep. But I was sobbing, could not get my words out. So thank God for the psych.
Oh my
and
God.
like you said, this situation you never want to be in anyway, but then being in such a surreal place, like you're sat in the middle of a beach in Tenerife, surrounded by God knows how many crew, it's not the situation you want that to happen in anyway.
Normal.
Yeah.
Is it? It's not normal.
So you're already starting off on the back foot, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you went on your date with him. We're calling it a date, but it was more like a deep conversation. And I was just really angry that he cried, because I was like, you're the one that did this.
Yeah.
So obviously, just to recap, you thought you were together, all was going well. Then he signs up for maths.
So I think my frustration was more so because we had met up after a night out. It was random, not planned. But like, he kept saying it was just like a random one night thing, but like obviously we continued to see each other for weeks after that. Like, okay, initially it was like we was out and bumped into each other, but from then on it wasn't. We was actually organising to meet up. So when I see him cry, it's like it was just like frustrating because it's like you've got yourself in this situation. Do you know what I mean?
And
like,
also if you are meeting up then afterwards, if he knows he's got this big Married at First Sight show coming up, surely there should be some transparency there from his side to say, just to let you know, I am going to do this in a few weeks. It's now up to you if you want to carry on as meeting up or if this is too much and you now want to walk away.
And you know what? I wouldn't have had a leg to stand on if he said that. I would have actually respected that. And the thing is as well as me being the crazy person, I had a gut feeling anyway. So I said to him, you're doing maths, completely called his bluff. I feel like I give you the opportunity to own it and he didn't own it. Whereas if he did turn around and go, Dani, look, we're not together. We've fallen into seeing each other again, but I'm going to go do this show. I don't have a leg to stand on. You've been honest and we're not in a relationship. So I would have kind of let it go and dropped it.
And do you know what I think was worse though? When he brought up your dog.
Yeah.
I was like...
Don't bring up the dog.
Especially when you see him once a month. Don't bring up the dog.
Yeah, we need to get into this. So what is the co-parenting situation with the dog these days?
So coming off prior to X on the Beach, he was barely seeing Pickle, my poor Pickle baby. But since X on the Beach, he does see Pickle. He doesn't see Pickle often, but like he'll contact my mum and him and my mum kind of sort it out. So my mum will give over the dog and then go pick up the dog and stuff like that. So we are co-parenting, but it's not like we're having to see each other all the time. We're not. We literally go through my mum and I don't have to see him. So yeah, co-parenting a dog.
I was just like, this is the lowest of the low when it comes to manipulation, bringing up the dog. And you looked really shocked in the moment as well. You were like, dare you?
It was like, how's Pickles? I went, first of all, his name's Pickle, not Pickles. And second of all...
You got the dog's name wrong.
And he named him. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Instant red flag.
Right, so I want to just dig deeply into the timeline quickly because I think there's bits and bobs that went on that we're like, ooh, what does that mean? So the first thing that we were sort of involved in is there was a situation where you put up a picture of you both on holiday and then lots of journalists started following him on Instagram and you were like, don't follow them back.
Yeah.
But then he did.
Yeah. So it wasn't actually that I'd posted a picture of me and him on holiday. It was just of myself. But obviously there was like a man's hand. So obviously as a journalist, you're going to want to know whose hand that is. So there was a lot of journalists like requesting him because he was the last boy that I've ever been linked to. So a lot of journalists and like magazine pages were following him, but obviously we had agreed to keep the relationship private. But again, like I used to post him when we first got together. The only reason why we kept it private was because I was getting girls messaging me saying, oh, sorry, your boyfriend's being flirty with me on nights out. And I was kind of just embarrassed at the time. So I thought, I'm not posting you if you're going to be going out embarrassing me. Do you know what I mean? Looking back, I should have just ended it. Like, I know that. But I still wanted to be with him.
And you wanted to give him that chance.
Yeah, like it was his word against other girls. So I kind of give him the chance. He said there was no truth to it. But I just said, listen, okay, we'll sort things out. But I'm not posting you because I can't be dealing with all the messages about your behaviours on nights out. So it wasn't that I wanted him to be a secret. Like I was posting that I was with a boy. I just didn't want anyone to know who he was.
You just weren't naming him.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve to be fully owned by you in that way when he wasn't respecting you by treating it in the same way, was it?
Yeah, and I think what was missed out and a big part of the reason why I was so suspicious of him is I had been told by his sister-in-law at this point to be careful, like, of him and that he really loves the fame and that he's always talking about him being in articles and stuff like that. So obviously that coming from a family member, I'm not posting him then if that's what he wants. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think he ever got with you in the first place because he was attracted to the fame and the status that would come by having sort of a celebrity girlfriend? Do you think that was ever part of it? Or I
don't know. It's hard to say because it was like quite a long time ago now. But like at the time, like I don't doubt his intentions completely. Like, we was in love. I know he
Yeah.
loved me and I did love him. We had such a good relationship majority of the time. It was more so towards the end. Like, when obviously when he had his sister-in-law say that to me, that set things in my head. And then I was paranoid. Obviously, if that's come from a family member of your boyfriend, you're going to be like, oh my God, have I been stupid here? Have I missed signs?
Yeah.
And then I was picking up on little things.
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, if he wants to do TV, he wants to do TV. There's nothing wrong with doing that, like, at all. But I don't want to be someone's, like, I don't want to be used for them intentions.
You don't want to be his stepping stone.
Yeah.
No,
I wanted
quite
to make
right.
sure I was in a pure relationship. That's all.
Yeah, for sure.
So the streets think that you rekindled after maths. So what happened with that?
I can confirm we actually did. We
Okay.
did. So he went off. He filmed Married at First Sight. We obviously had no contact. And then I knew that he had come back from maths because obviously I work in TV. I know when these things are filming.
Yeah.
And then he has come back and I knew that they weren't together and stuff. And then we got back in contact. But I feel like for me at that time, although we rekindled after Married at First Sight, it hadn't aired. So it was very easy for me to act like it didn't happen.
Yes.
And obviously I hadn't seen him for months. So I felt like I was over that situation. So when we initially met up, it felt like a catch up between friends. I was like, why didn't it work out? It was mental looking back. But then I think we called things a day. We did rekindle, then we called things a day, and then math started airing, and that's when it got real.
Yeah.
I feel like I was very naive to think that I'd be okay with him doing that show behind my back, but it was easy to push it to the back of my head because it wasn't in my face.
Yeah.
And I think this is where it gets confusing because, like
Very
you said, a lot of
confusing.
people also think when you say you got back together after maths, assume it's after the show's been out, but actually
it wasn't.
it's
Yeah.
before. So it's
Yeah.
before you're aware of anything that he's
Yeah.
been doing on that
Yeah.
show anyway.
And obviously we wasn't back in a relationship, we were just back in contact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very naive to think that we could form some sort of relationship again and be civil because the show hadn't aired. It was easy for me to ignore it. But then as soon as I started seeing the episodes and I started seeing the adverts, I was like, it reminded me of the disrespect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, nah.
Look, we've all been there when we've loved someone and we've chosen to
Yeah.
ignore some stuff, which in hindsight we're like, oh my God. So no hope for you and Reese then?
No.
Only through the dog, maybe?
Yeah. Like a friendship, I do feel like that's the one thing I'm thankful for Ex on the Beach is like, it makes you face up to things, and I dealt with them emotions, and like it helped me fully get over that situation. So if I was to see him out, I'd say hi and bye. There's like actually no bitterness. We're in a good place, but romance is an absolute no.
Right, let's talk about Toby. Can you give us a hint about what happens?
Oh, can I give you the most I can really say is we are, without giving it away too much, we're still in contact.
Okay.
So that doesn't mean that we're together, and that doesn't mean like we're in a good place.
Yeah. Well, I was spying on you at the launch party. When I was waiting to do my little chats with people.
Yeah.
And you can tell that you just get on so well.
We do. This is
like
the thing.
Yeah.
this
There's a
isn't just for
natural
celeb
chemistry there.
There is. And I think the one thing that we get to see is like you can tell off camera who has chemistry and who
Yes.
doesn't.
Yeah.
And you two do have chemistry.
Yeah, we do. This is the thing. We really got along in there, away from the show. Like we do really get along. So like I kind of knew it, even if it like doesn't end up being romantic or it, like we get along regardless. I could have never seen it ending bitter. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I can say is it's not bitter between us. Like we're still in contact.
Can we talk about Curtis?
We need to talk about Curtis.
How could we not?
I just feel like he's always the main character for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
And in last night's episode, there was that terrible exchange with Paul Sophie where they're going at it about him cheating on her. And he says, and we're going to have the beeps ready, I think.
Yeah.
He says, I didn't cheat on you. I didn't sleep with her. I just gave her.
Yeah, wild.
Everyone is gasp. What is going on?
Well, Sophie actually messaged me
Did
because
she?
I
Stop
put
it.
I put something up about it last night because I was just like, this is
In shock with the rest of the
ridiculous.
nation.
And she said, those words are etched into my brain forever. And it would be.
I mean,
Yeah.
poor Sophie getting told that straight to her face when she's already dealing with a highly emotional situation anyway.
What was it like in the moment though?
Honestly, like initially, it was a funny one because initially hilarious. Like you see all of our faces. When he come out of that, we all burst out laughing because it's such a wild sentence to throw out there. So we all burst out laughing. But then when I like read the room and like thought, oh my God, no, there's a girl here. Her feelings are involved. I instantly then felt bad.
Yeah.
Because I went from like pissing myself laughing, like absolutely laughing about the situation to, oh my God, these poor girls had to hear that. And then I felt guilty for laughing. So it was like, oh my God.
And I can fully attest to that as well, because when we went to the launch party, we were all stuck on this boat in the River Thames and they showed a clip of that. And the same reaction in the room is we were all like, I can't believe someone's just said that. And then you clock Sophie sat on the table and you're like, for her, like, everyone's going to have to hear this. And we were like, everyone's going to have to hear this again when it airs.
I know. And I think she got upset after that. And then that made me feel even worse because I thought, it's funny for us, but this girl's feelings are involved here. And as much as the sentence is wild and it's like, he said he didn't sleep very, gave her a head. It's like, oh my God, no, this is insane.
But how bad of Curtis as well? Like, he knows what he's saying. Like, he could have said that in a different way, or at least if he's going to be as honest as that, take her to the side and be like, look, it was this, and not expose it in front of everyone in there.
We were all there. We were all around the same table. What bad timing.
It had the same kind of defensive energy though as the classic Amy Hart. I also want to be the person that makes the coffees. It's like he gets so blinded by his defensive that he just sort of blurts out these things. And
I mean, in his head, it's like the right thing to say. So I think he thinks it's like the best thing to say. Then it comes out and it's like, that's not how you thought it was going to get delivered.
And it's almost worse because Curtis isn't someone that's necessarily like shouts or screams in his rows. He stays very calm. But the words that he's saying in a calm manner just aren't the right things to be saying.
Do you know, I always defend Curtis to people when they are like, oh, Curtis. And I'm like, in real life, he's very charming. He's tall, he's handsome. I kind of get it. But then he does things like this and you're like, oh no.
2 steps
back.
I
think what makes it so like stand out like from him is because he says it so calm. Like you said, he's such a calm person, but he's saying outrageous things. So it's like the actions, it's just not matching.
The other thing that we want to clear up is that people think that Helen was always only going to be there for a short time because there weren't any exes. Was that a bit of was she acting like she knew she was only going to be there for a short amount of time?
No. She was like acting like the rest of us. Like when that tablet of terror went off, we were all nervous. She was equally nervous, thinking, oh my God, who can it be? It was a massive shock, her leaving. Like it was because we all loved her. Like she honestly was like the main character in there. So I was gutted when she left. But no, I don't feel like at all it was like she was only going to be in there a short time. I thought she was going to be the end game. She'll be the last person standing.
Oh my gosh.
I genuinely did.
Did it ever feel like she got any sort of special treatment? Because I know I heard that she was the one that got written into her contract that she had her own bed and she would never sleep with anyone in the bed. So was there anything like that you noticed a bit different with Helen?
To be honest, no. And I think the whole bed situation was more so, I don't think that was in her contract. That was us like respecting her boundaries. Okay. Do you know what I mean? She's got, we understood she's got children at home. It was a bit different for her. If she doesn't want to share a bed with someone, we got no right to pressure her into sharing a bed with a man. Do you know what I mean? So instantly we were all like, if you don't want to share a bed, don't share a bed. Like I can respect that.
Yeah, fair.
So, but no, I don't feel like she had any special treatments, but I think that's what made it funnier because sorry, you're with us, you're getting treated how we're all getting treated here.
She got stuck in.
Yeah. Who are you still in touch with?
Literally all of them.
Aww.
Like we've got a group chat. Like we've got a group chat with all the people that was in there, so everyone. And then we've got like a separate girls group chat of like the original girls, me, Izzy, Helen, Amy. So yeah, we all speak. I was only with Izzy on the weekends. Like we've all kept like close contact. Yeah. It's lovely.
I just imagine in these group chats when big scenes air, like E.G. Curtis last night, that the group chat pings back off and it's like awkward.
It's true. Like last night, I think it was Helen. She like quoted Curtis in capital letters and put it in the group chat, and then we're all just laughing. It was hilarious.
That's about to become just as famous as his cup of coffee quote.
It really is.
But we knew it at the time. We knew that was going to be a moment.
Oh my God! Right, let's talk about TOWIE because this is obviously your big thing.
Yes.
I can't believe it's been 5 years.
5 years, I know, it's wild.
So wild. When I read that this morning, I was like, how has it been 5 years? Because I think sometimes people forget, obviously there was like the original TOWIE cast was then more of the newer people. And I think when you use the word new, you think a year, 2 years. And I was like, you're actually not one of the newer ones now. You've been there 5 years. You're a bit more like one of the OGs.
I know, but it's like, I still feel like new.
Yeah.
But like 5 years is still a long time, but it goes so quick. It honestly does. It flies by.
Can you remember your first scene?
Yes, because it was a blind date, wasn't it? Yeah, could you remember that? Yeah. yeah, that was my first ever scene. Everyone still reminds me to this day about that scene.
I mean, it set you up well for X on the Beach, blind date.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Again, like dating's not my thing. So for my first time being on TV to be a blind date, it was wild.
Yeah. My favourite thing about TOWIE that lots of people don't know about is the bump-ins.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So this is when it's like, okay, we need these people to have a conversation about this. So you're going to like bump into each other on this corner. Is it as awkward as it always looks?
Yeah, because you don't always know who you're bumping into.
Oh.
So obviously we get a call time, we get told where to go. We go there, we don't know who the person's going to be, and then like you'll be standing with a producer and they're like, okay, you can go walk to your scene now.
Forward.
So you are literally just walking there and like you can see them walking towards you. So it is always awkward, always.
Do you have a favourite bump-in location? Because, I mean, we can't talk about bump-ins without referencing that famous Lauren and Carol Wright bumping into each other in Tesco or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So is there a famous place you've had to do a bump-in?
Brentwood High Street, fish and chip shop. If you've got a bump-in location there, you know it's going to be Aggie. There's a lot of Aggie scenes that go on outside this chip shop in Brentwood High Street. So if I get that location, I know someone's got a problem with me. So yeah, there's that one. There's always drama outside there.
Oh my God, that's very funny. But obviously you've not been in Brentwood, you've been in Vietnam.
Yes.
When we first heard that you were going to Vietnam, I was like, oh my God, TOWIE's going on like a gap year. It's going to be like peace and love, find yourself. But you're in this like bougie resort. I didn't know that happened in Vietnam.
No, I thought it was going to be like retreats.
Well, it was outside. I think a lot of people go there for like backpacking and stuff. So I didn't realise there was like a bougie side to it. So I was in shock when I see the hotel, but I was like pleasantly surprised. I was like, thank God.
When you said you were going to Vietnam, did you push back at all and be like, no, I'm not going backpacking and staying in like a tent or like some hostel? Like, was there any reservation to that?
I was like, they're like, you're going to Vietnam. And I was like, not to sound ungrateful, but why? Just because I don't know any one person that had been there. But obviously a beautiful place, like, but it's like I couldn't get a good blow dry there, so it wasn't really a bit of me. But I can understand why if you're into nature and stuff, why you'd like it. But
well, I love that you go new places, but the drama remains wherever you go. It feels like there's more drama than ever.
Yeah, it has really like picked up when it comes to drama. Vietnam was mental. And I feel like we start a series and we're always like, everyone's getting along. There's going to be no drama. And then as soon as we get on one of these away trips, everyone's irritating each other. And then it's like people are like, how is there so much drama? I don't even know. There always ends up being something. Something always ends up kicking off.
Do you think the away trips almost heighten the drama? Because obviously on TOWIE, it's not like a Geordie Shore or an X on the Beach where you're living together. But of course, when you go on these away trips, you're all in the same hotel, all in the same resorts. You're seeing these people day to day. Do you think that heightens the level of drama? Because if you have got an issue with someone, you're going to be with them by the pool all day, and you're having dinner with them at night. Do you think that increases it?
1,000%. Like, you see, if you've got drama and you're filming in Essex, it's like you turn up to your scene, you get to go home. You don't need to see them until the next time you've got a scene with them. Whereas when you're away, so in Vietnam, if you've argued with someone, you're seeing them at breakfast. Like you said, it makes it so much worse because you're basically living with them. So if they're irritating you anyway and then you're having to live with them, it's 10 times worse. Plus it's hot, so everyone's a bit more aggy when it's hot.
And then everyone's around to give their opinion anyway, because even if they're not involved in the row, you could be arguing with whoever. Someone sat on this side of the pool watching, then they're jumping in to say, oh, I agree with that.
Or they're on the end of a FaceTime. It's like this Harry, Janae, Joe situation, and then Amy Childs pops up and is like,
Saffron.
How dare you make up for the sake of not being at each other's throats the whole time. One scene which I thought was really, people talk about TOWIE being set up and fake and all that, but I was like, those tears are real, was Ella on the beach with Dan.
Yeah.
What's that like when you were out there? Like, Ella seems really caught up on him still.
Yeah, well, again, I think it's that element of when you're away, feelings are heightened. In a normal situation, you're not going on holiday with your ex. Do you know what I mean? You're staying away from him. But bless her and him, because it's hard for them both. If you go away and you're around them, naturally feelings are going to come back. So I think all feelings are heightened when you're away with someone. But I think as soon as we kind of come back to Essex, everything calms down. She's not having to wake up and see him. She's not seeing him 24/7. So I think anyone in Ella's situation would have felt like that, because it's it's hard.
Well, do you know, I was cross with Dan because I feel like potentially it's on him to set some boundaries.
1,000%.
Yeah.
The new lads have arrived, though.
Yeah.
So, checks notes. Johnny, Joe and Josh, you've had a kiss
Yeah, I did.
with Johnny.
Yeah.
So, Johnny's one of the twins.
Yes.
Yes.
How did this come about? What can you tell us?
Tell us this real story.
Honestly, do you know how it come about? I was so fed up of the drama, right? Freddie had gone home. I'd argued with Elmer and Courtney. I weren't speaking to Harry. There were so many people I wasn't speaking to out there. Plus my best friend flew home. Ella's caught up in her own dramas. Them 3 boys joining the show, I was like, oh,
breath of fresh air.
breath of fresh air. I'm taking them under my wing. I spent so much time with them because it was so nice to get away from the drama that it just ended up happening. I don't really know how it happened, to be fair.
But the one person you don't want to arrive is Reese.
No.
Do you think he'd be trying? He loves being on telly.
Yes, he'd absolutely do the show. 1,000%. If they reached out to him and was like, do the show, he would do it. Like, despite his ex-girlfriend being on there, he would still do it. But like, for me and my sanity,
You don't want him there.
I can't have him there. It's like, you know, when you're over a situation, you want to leave it in the past. So yeah.
And have you said that to producers?
To be fair, they haven't asked me because ultimately it's not up to me. Like, it's not. So they've never really said to me, can we bring him on? Or they haven't. But like...
They're well aware.
They know how I'd feel about it. I think the whole nation knows how I feel about it.
PSA, TOWIE producers.
Yeah, don't think about it.
What about Toby, though?
Yeah, he's another Essex boy. He could come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've tried. I said to, as soon as we left, I was like, well, you can join TOWIE now. But obviously he's not friends with many people on the show. So it's a hard one. Like, it's a hard one. I wouldn't mind him coming on the show. Like, I wouldn't at all. But it's just more so he's not got his boy group on there. I think if they had all of his friends in there, he'd absolutely do it. Like, who wouldn't? But
I mean, if they did bring him on, could be a love triangle forming there with him, the new boy, and you.
That'd be a moment, wouldn't it?
Get him on the phone.
I absolutely love it. What else have you got coming up?
Well, I'm hoping really, like now that I've done X on the Beach, obviously I'm always very comfortable in TOWIE. TOWIE's always like my number one. But I feel like after experiencing another show, it's like got me on the ball. Like now I'm like on the phone to my management, like, any show, sign me up. I'll do it all. So like now I just want to do other shows. It's really got me in the swing of it. So yeah.
And that's why we've got you on Showbiz Fix.
Yeah.
Now you're a podcast queen.
Yeah, I know. Gone from being a podcast virgin to having 2 in a day. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I've got a bone to pick with Joe Baggs, actually, because, again, checks notes. You said that you lost your podcast virginity on Joe, Not My Bag, the other day. And he said, not your actual virginity. Oh, we better clarify that because the Sun will be watching this. Joe, what do you think? Come on.
He loves it deep down. You just get hold of the kids. He don't mind it.
I was going to say we're keeping him going. Joe, stop it. Yeah. One of my favourite things about you, though, Dani, is like you're such a girl's girl, like peacemaker, and you keep things going. And what would your advice be to any girls coming into reality TV?
Do you know what I think? My advice to anyone coming into reality TV, the girls, is like keep your girl group still outside of TV to keep you grounded. I feel like you go on TV, you get close to people, but fallouts happen all the time. That is just reality TV. Like you'll argue with people you didn't think you'd ever argue with. But I think what keeps me grounded is I've still got all my friends from school. And I know even if I was to argue with everyone on that show, I've still got my solid group of friends. So yeah, you need to just... Because a lot of people will join TV, sack off their old friends because they've come into this new limelight. They're friends with this person that's got loads of followers and all stuff like that. Whereas you need to keep your day ones there still. That helps me so much with like the job I do now.
Yeah,
that is such good advice.
Yeah.
Right. So on Showbiz Fix, we like to do a thing called Bin or Binge.
Bin or Binge.
And Jake's going to go first to show you how it's done.
Yes.
Okay. Jake, what are you bin or binging this week?
So this week I am binning Timothée Chalamet because obviously this week it was the Met Gala. We saw everyone dress up. Kylie Jenner, obviously everyone always wants to see her. She showed up. There was a lot of speculation, is Timothée going to be joining her? He seemed to sack her off to go to, I think it was a basketball game in New York. And I just think she showed up for him at awards season earlier this year. She was with him at the Oscars, all the big awards, the BAFTAs. And then her big moment is the Met Gala. And he wasn't there with her. And I just thought, I think that was a little bit of a mistake on his part, shall we say. So I'm binning him not being there for his girlfriend.
Yeah,
And she's always been there for him.
He should be supporting her, really. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, okay. And binging?
I'm binging the Celebrity Traitors lineup. Obviously, this week we now know all the 21 people that are going in. So they've got more people this year. Got Miranda Hart, Maya Jammer's on there, a load of comedians. But it's a really good, solid lineup. Obviously, last year we knew they had a stellar lineup, and they've kept it up this year. So yeah, binging the lineup. They're filming as we speak. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a good series later this year.
You're making me want to tune in. I've never
you
watched
have
it, but
to
that lineup
tune
sounds
in.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Have to tune in,
Yeah,
Dani.
Leanne from Little Mix is on it as well.
That's so good.
Yeah,
Great
lots
names.
of... Yeah. Okay, right, you're up.
Right,
What are you
okay.
binning?
Binning. So slightly different to yours, but I would say if I could bin anything, it would be like any scene that I've got out there with my ex.
Bin it from the atmosphere.
Yeah, like the fact that there's like actual footage of me out there crying over my ex and in my traumatic moments, I hate that. So if I could bin anything, it would just be, any emotional scene with my ex, I want to like forget now, you know?
Yeah, that's a
bin
proper...
them.
That's a proper bin. Okay, and binging?
Binge. So I'm big on my social media. I watch a lot of programs through my socials, like, you know, when they post clips. So I binge that. So I watch all sorts of series, films, but through my phone and social media.
Do you binge TOWIE through social media?
I do a bit of both with TOWIE. I have to watch that in real life. But any other shows, like you said, like Traitors and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like the clips that are going
It's so great
viral.
to keep up with it.
I keep up with it all the time. So that's all I do is I'm scrolling on social media, keeping up with like the hot bits of the episodes.
Yeah.
And
Well, it is. It's like the best bits, isn't
the best
it?
bits, yeah.
Okay, so I'm binning. So last night, Lola Young popped up on Rosalia's gig that she was doing, and it was a complete surprise. But she basically revealed that the man that she was falling in love with, she found out he'd been living a secret double life, and he was married. So she heard him on the phone to his wife, and this is how she learnt that she'd been seeing this guy. So I am binning that guy.
Yeah, oh my God, bin
him off.
him. We
I
hate that.
I know.
Not the one.
Outrageous.
Scary.
I know.
Very Lily Allen, West End girl.
Well, I'm like, she's going to write a great song about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. We're in for a treat with the
Yeah,
album.
exactly. And then my binge, I have become a parody of myself because
Oh.
I'm binging my new sparkly phone case.
Show it off
me.
for everyone.
It's like a handbag.
Oh my God, it's like a bag.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I
And
know.
Flick
Love
loves
that.
her phone accessories. She's always got a phone accessory
So
going on.
look, it stops me dropping it all the time because I was always smashing my screen. It stops people robbing me in the street.
Yeah,
And
cling on to that.
can you just agree that this
chic.
is so chic?
I'm not going to lie, that's
that.
stunning. that is stunning.
We should all be binging that this week.
Thanks, Jake. That's your Showbiz Fix for this week, brought to you by Sun Bingo. Remember to subscribe to us here on the Sun Showbiz YouTube channel for all the inside TV and celebrity gossip. See you next week.